He simply forgot to turn off the stove. At first, it seemed harmless. Then a year later, he started mixing up his grandchildren's names. And then came the day he looked at his wife and didn't recognize her at all. When the doctor showed the brain scan to his daughter, she broke into tears. "If only we had known earlier," she whispered. Brain aging doesn't start with wrinkles on your face. It starts quietly, with what you put on your plate every single day. Without realizing it, we eat foods that slowly dim our thinking, shorten our memory, and rob us of clarity. And what's even scarier? These are often the everyday foods we trust most, the ones we give to our kids and grandkids without a second thought. Dr. Daniel Amen, one of the world's leading neuropsychiatrists, has reviewed thousands of brain scans, and his conclusion is shocking. Our diet is the single biggest enemy of our mind, but there's good news. If you know the enemy, you can stop it. In this video, you'll discover 6 foods you should avoid if you want to protect your memory, keep your mind sharp, and stay yourself, no matter your age. And at the end, you'll learn about foods that can actually help restore and heal your brain. If you care about your health, or the health of someone you love, support our channel, Healthy Minds Community, by subscribing. And if you find this content useful, type 1 in the comments. If it feels empty to you, type 0. Your feedback helps us do better and helps others find this information. Now let's start with the first mistake that millions make every single day and regret too late. Regret number 1. I thought salt was harmless. Ivan was always the sharp one in the family. He solved crosswords faster than anyone, read books without glasses, remembered every phone number of his kids and grandkids. Every night, he loved salted pickles, smoked sausage, cured fish. A real man's food, he said with pride, laughing about his Soviet-era habits. But over the years, his mind began to fade. He started getting lost on familiar streets. His words slowed down. Sentences got tangled. The diagnosis, vascular dementia. Nobody connected it to salt. But Dr. Amen explains it clearly. Too much salt narrows your arteries, cuts blood flow, and literally suffocates the brain. At first, you might just feel tired. Then you struggle to focus. And finally, memory gaps appear, like black holes in your mind. Salt destroys the brain slowly, but relentlessly. The trickiest part? Salt hides in everyday foods we don't even think about. Sausages and deli meats, canned foods and soups, cheese, and even regular bread. Even if you never add salt from the shaker, you could be eating 2 or 3 times the recommended amount each day, and your brain pays the price. Ivan will never get his memory back. But you can make a different choice. Regret 2. It was only 1 glass a day. Ludmila was a preschool teacher her whole life, patient, gentle, and loved by every child. After retiring, she felt lonely. Every evening, she'd pour herself 1 glass of wine with dinner, just to relax. A few years later, she started losing the thread in conversations. Faces became unfamiliar. She couldn't understand what people on TV were saying. The doctor finally told her the truth. Alcohol changed your brain more than you can imagine. Dr. Amen is very clear. There is no safe dose of alcohol for the brain. Even moderate drinking cuts the brain's ability to form new cells by almost 60%. That means your brain doesn't just slow down, it loses its power to renew and heal. Alcohol hurts memory, ruins sleep, fuels anxiety, and, most dangerously, raises the risk of dementia by 57%, even at just 1 drink a night. Ludmila used to know entire poems by heart, tell fairy tales to children without ever opening a book. Today, she sits quietly, speaking less than she listens. If you truly want to keep your mind clear, the safest amount of alcohol for the brain is 0. Regret number 3. I didn't know these fats were so harmful. Andre was always in a rush. Breakfast, a quick toast with margarine. Lunch, a pastry grabbed from a kiosk. Dinner, chips in front of the TV. At 52, he started forgetting simple things. Words slipped away, his speech slowed. The doctor told him plainly, "You ate like you were young, but your brain couldn't keep up." Dr. Amen warns, trans fats, are among the most destructive substances for the brain. They damage the structure of neurons. They harm blood vessels. They lower cognitive performance. Studies show that people who regularly eat trans fats remember less, learn slower, have higher rates of depression and anxiety. The worst part, trans fats hide on labels under names like partially hydrogenated oils. They're found in packaged cookies and pastries, margarine and shortening, frozen pizzas and processed snacks. You might not taste them, but your brain absolutely feels the damage. Today, Andre sometimes looks in the mirror and doesn't recognize the man staring back. If you want to keep your memory, stay away from mystery fats. Choose olive oil, nuts, fatty fish instead. If this resonates with you so far, type 2 in the comments and subscribe to our channel, Healthy Minds Community. Your support keeps us sharing life-changing knowledge. Regret number 4. Sugar was my comfort and my biggest mistake. After her husband died, Valentina felt unbearably alone. To fill the emptiness, she turned to baking. At first, just a little dessert for tea. Then it became daily. Pies, sweet rolls, condensed milk, jam. Sweetness helps the heart, she would say softly. But month by month, her mind began to slip. She forgot where she'd left her keys. She struggled to remember the neighbor's name. Sometimes she'd stand in the middle of the room, unable to recall why she'd come in at all. Dr. Amen doesn't exaggerate when he says, sugar destroys the brain. It causes chronic inflammation, disrupts insulin sensitivity, and is directly linked to Alzheimer's disease. Some scientists even call Alzheimer's type 3 diabetes because the brain stops properly processing glucose. Even more dangerous is hidden sugar. It lurks in yogurts, breakfast cereals, sauces and ketchup, fitness bars, and even products labeled as healthy. And it's not only sugar. Artificial sweeteners like aspartame or sucralose can also harm the brain, triggering headaches and migraines, increasing anxiety, disrupting gut bacteria, which directly affects mood and cognition. Valentina now sometimes confuses day and night. She's afraid to leave the house alone. What started as a source of comfort became a trap. If you truly want to protect your mind, start by reducing sugar. Even skipping just one pastry today is a small step back toward clarity. Regret number 5. Processed meat was quick, until it was too late. Nikolai worked construction his whole life. Breakfast, a sausage with bread. Lunch, a sandwich with salami. Dinner, quick dumplings from the freezer. Fast, filling, familiar. He thought of himself as strong and never paid attention to the frequent headaches or moments of forgetfulness. Then he began losing balance. His speech slowed. Diagnosis, early-stage Parkinson's disease. Dr. Amen warns, processed meats are some of the brain's most toxic enemies. Sausages, bacon, deli meats, pâtés, they often contain nitrites, preservatives, and additives. These trigger inflammation, damage neurons, and raise the risk of neurodegenerative diseases. The World Health Organization confirms, frequent consumption of processed meats raises colorectal cancer risk by 42%. But it doesn't stop at the gut. These chemicals affect blood vessels in the brain, accelerating aging and harming concentration. The problem? We choose them out of habit and convenience, cheap, fast, familiar. But the long-term cost is heartbreakingly high. Today, Nikolai's wife says he's a different man, quieter, withdrawn, distant. If you care about your brain, choose fresh foods, fresh meat or fish, eggs, legumes, nuts, foods whose ingredients don't need translation from chemical to human language. Regret number 6. I thought dairy was always healthy. Tatiana grew up believing milk meant strength. In childhood, it was good for bones. In adulthood, she added cheese to every meal, had a glass of milk daily, and loved cottage cheese with honey at night. But with time, a fog settled over her thoughts. Her mind felt slow, anxiety crept in, joints began to ache. When she finally shared her symptoms, her doctor asked a surprising question. How often do you consume dairy? Tests revealed she had a sensitivity to casein, the protein in dairy. In her brain, it triggered inflammation and interfered with neurotransmitters. Dr. Amen emphasizes, not everyone reacts to dairy this way, but for many, especially as we age, it fuels subtle but chronic inflammation. Symptoms may include anxiety or low mood, mental fatigue, even coordination problems. Dairy also raises insulin levels, contributing to insulin resistance. a major risk factor for cognitive decline. Tatiana switched to almond milk, tofu instead of cheese, and baked apples with nuts instead of cottage cheese at night. In just a few months, she felt calmer, clearer, and more present. If you feel constant tiredness, irritability, or forgetfulness, it might not be just age. Sometimes the problem is on your breakfast plate. Now that you know what silently harms your brain, let's talk about what can truly save it. If this part made you pause and reflect, type 3 in the comments. And support our Healthy Minds community by subscribing. Your encouragement helps us keep sharing what really matters. Now, what truly helps the brain heal? After decades of brain scans and clinical research, Dr. Amen and other neuropsychiatrists have found something remarkable. Even in people over 60, even after years of poor habits, the brain can change. It can repair, reconnect, and grow new neurons if we give it the right fuel. And often, it's not about radical diets or expensive supplements. It's about simple, science-backed choices. Let's talk about the foods and habits that help the brain stay young, clear, and resilient. Food number 1, leafy greens, your brain's daily shield. Spinach, kale, Swiss chard, arugula, they don't just look healthy, they are medicine for your mind. Studies from Rush University show older adults who ate leafy greens once or twice a day had brains that functioned 11 years younger than those who rarely ate them. Why? They improve blood flow to the brain, reduce inflammation, feed neurons with folate and vitamin K, which protect cognitive functions. It's not about eating a salad for every meal. Even a handful of greens at lunch or dinner can make a difference. Food number 2, berries, small but mighty. Blueberries, strawberries, blackberries. They're like brain insurance. Research shows people who eat berries regularly have better memory, slower cognitive aging, lower risk of Alzheimer's disease. Berries are rich in antioxidants that cross the blood-brain barrier and protect neurons from oxidative stress, one of the main drivers of age-related decline. 1 cup a day, fresh or even frozen, can already help. Food number 3, fatty fish, nature's brain oil. Salmon, sardines, mackerel, they're loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, the building blocks of brain cell membranes. Dr. Amen says, a brain low on omega-3 is like a house built from straw, fragile and quick to burn. Omega-3s reduce inflammation, improve mood, and keep connections between neurons flexible. Even 2 servings a week can improve focus, reduce depression risk, help preserve memory. If you don't eat fish, consider flax seeds, chia seeds, or algae-based omega-3 supplements. Food number 4, nuts and seeds, crunch for cognition. Walnuts, almonds, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds. They're rich in healthy fats, vitamin E, protects brain cells, magnesium, calms the nervous system. A handful a day supports attention and helps keep stress hormones in balance. Food number 5, dark chocolate. Yes, really, 70% cocoa or higher in small amounts. Rich in flavonoids, which boost blood flow to the brain, improve working memory, elevate mood. The key is moderation, a few squares a day, not a whole bar. Beyond food, habits that keep the brain young. Food is powerful, but it's only part of the puzzle. Dr. Amen's patients who made the fastest progress also changed their daily habits. Here are 3 habits that science confirms can protect and even rejuvenate your mind. Habit number 1, movement. The brain loves it. Even gentle exercise, walking, stretching, yoga, light dancing. Moving increases blood flow, delivers oxygen, and stimulates the release of BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. BDNF is like fertilizer for neurons. It helps grow new cells and strengthen old ones. Just 20 to 30 minutes a day of walking can improve attention, reduce anxiety, lower dementia risk by up to 40%. Habit number 2, quality sleep, your brain's night shift. During deep sleep, the brain literally cleans itself, flushes out toxins, repairs damaged neurons, consolidates memories. Chronic lack of sleep shrinks the hippocampus, the brain's memory center. Aim for 7 to 8 hours. Even short naps can help restore clarity. Habit number 3, purpose and curiosity. Studies show people with hobbies, learning goals, or volunteer work preserve cognitive abilities longer, feel happier, have stronger neural connections. The brain is a living network. Every time you learn, read, ask questions, or share knowledge, you grow new synapses. Even something as simple as learning a new word daily, reading for 10 minutes, or teaching your grandchild something you know can slow aging of the mind. If this inspired you, type 4 in the comments. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to the Healthy Minds community. It helps us share science-based tools to keep your mind sharp. The daily action most people overlook, where you place your attention. Dr. Amen calls it the most powerful medicine you can't buy, and the easiest to ignore. Every day, from the moment we wake up, we choose, usually without noticing, what we focus on: news full of fear, regrets about the past, worries about the future, or gratitude for what we still have, curiosity for what we might learn, kindness toward others and ourselves. And the brain responds. Literally, why attention matters more than you think. Neuroscientists discovered something called neuroplasticity. What we focus on repeatedly strengthens the related neural pathways. What we ignore starts to fade. Think of it like walking through grass. The more you walk the same path, the clearer it gets. If each morning your first thought is, "I'm so tired, life is hard," your brain wires itself to see only fatigue and struggle. If you start your day asking, "What can I learn today? What made me smile yesterday?" your brain strengthens the circuits for hope, clarity, and learning. The morning reset, 2 minutes that change everything. Dr. Amen teaches his patients this simple practice. Before turning on your phone, sit quietly. Take 4 slow breaths, 4 seconds in, 4 hold, 4 out, 4 hold. Ask yourself one question. What small thing can I do today for my brain, my mind, or my kindness? This sounds almost too simple, but brain scans show it works. Lowers cortisol, stress hormone, activates prefrontal cortex, focus and planning, calms the amygdala, fear center. It takes less time than boiling water for tea, but can change the tone of your whole day. The truth about aging and the brain. Many people still believe, after 60, it's normal to lose memory and clarity. But science says, the brain always tries to heal. New neurons can grow even at 70, 80, 90. The mind can stay curious, creative, and loving, as long as we live. Aging changes the body, but it doesn't have to steal your mind. A real story. How small changes gave a man back his spark. One of Dr. Amen's patients, a 74-year-old retired engineer named Robert, came in with memory gaps, irritability, brain scans that showed reduced blood flow. Instead of just medication, Dr. Amen asked Robert to remove processed meats and sugar, add berries and leafy greens daily, walk 30 minutes every morning, practice the morning attention reset. 6 months later, Robert's wife said, "He laughs again. He tells stories without losing words. His eyes look alive." His new brain scans showed measurable improvement in blood flow and activity, not because of pills, but because of food, movement, and mindful attention. Let's sum it all up. 6 foods to avoid and what to do instead. For decades, we were told memory loss was just part of aging. But brain scans and science now show it's often the result of daily choices, especially what we put on our plate. Here are the 6 foods that silently damage your brain and what to do instead. 1. Too much salt. Hidden in bread, cheese, canned soups, cold cuts. It narrows arteries, starves neurons of oxygen, and dulls thinking. Instead, use herbs, lemon, and spices to add taste without extra sodium. 2. Alcohol, even 1 glass a day. It slows new brain cell growth, worsens sleep, and increases dementia risk. Instead, sparkling water with lemon or berry ice cubes. Keep the ritual, skip the alcohol. 3. Trans fats, partially hydrogenated oils. Found in margarine, pastries, chips, and frozen pizza. They stiffen neuron membranes and raise inflammation. Instead, olive oil, avocado, nuts, seeds. 4. Sugar and artificial sweeteners cause chronic inflammation, damage insulin response in the brain, and increase Alzheimer's risk. Instead, enjoy natural sweetness from berries, apples, or a square of dark chocolate. 5. Processed meats, sausages, bacon, deli meats, contain nitrates and additives that increase brain inflammation and vascular risk. Instead, fresh fish, chicken, legumes, or eggs. 6. For some, excess dairy. Casein can trigger inflammation and brain fog in sensitive people. Instead, try almond or oat milk, tofu, or simply reduced cheese. And what to add daily to protect and revive your brain. Leafy greens, spinach, kale, feed neurons in slow aging. Berries, protect memory and mood. Fatty fish, salmon, sardines, build flexible, healthy neurons. Nuts and seeds, support focus and calm. Dark chocolate, 70% plus, boost blood flow and happiness. Movement, at least 20 minutes daily, even slow walking. Quality sleep, let your brain detox and repair. Morning attention reset, decide what you feed your mind. Why it matters. Your brain is not a candle burning down, it's more like a fire. Feed it right, it glows brighter. Move your body, oxygen fans the flame. Choose your thoughts, they shape what stays lit. Every day, every bite, every breath and thought is a chance to protect your memory, clarity, and self. A gentle challenge. Tonight before bed, ask yourself, what's one small thing I can do tomorrow to feed my brain, not my stress? And tomorrow morning, try the 4-breath pause before picking up your phone. Write in the comments, 6 if you'll try, or share which food or habit surprised you most. Your words help others feel less alone and more motivated to change. You're not too old, it's not too late. Even if you've spent decades eating the wrong things, the brain is still willing to heal, if you give it the chance. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. Start today, not for perfection, but for progress. Thank you for being here with us. If this video helped you, please subscribe to the Healthy Minds community. Share it with someone you care about. Comment. Even one word helps keep this space alive. Your brain, your story, and your future matter. Let's keep them bright. Let's start out look at